meetings of April 17th, 2024.
So moved.
Second?
Any additions, deletions, corrections?
Nope.
Hearing none. Nobody found any misspelling, huh? Oh, okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Entertain a motion for the special meeting minutes of April 24th, 2024.
So moved.
And
Second?
I don't have, hold on just a second, the special meeting was on, who has the folder on the minutes?
It's over here.
Okay, the special meeting was to do with the setup at the, for the town meeting and the takedown. There was a discussion on the school budget and the salaries. And there was also a discussion on the playground structure as far as seeing if we were going to update it or not, and we're still in the process of that. So just to let you know what we were talking about, there was nothing major there at all. So all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, calendar and announcements. Board of Health meeting will be Thursday, May 2nd, Town Hall at 3:30 p.m. It's a good chance to hear what the Board of Health does, and if you want to come down and listen to them and see what the process is. Planning Board meeting Thursday, May 12th, Town Hall, 6 p.m.
May 2nd.
May 2nd, excuse me. And again, they're always looking for people to come down and view them and get information and see if you want to join up with them. Annual town election will be Monday, May 6th, Town Hall from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. The Franklin County Solid Waste Management District Bulky Waste Recycling Day is scheduled on Saturday, May 11th from 9 a.m. to noon. Flyers are available at Town Hall and you can access more information from the town website. The Historical Commission meeting will be May 14th, Senior Center at 5:30. Franklin First Federal Credit Union will be presenting a free lunch and learn event on elder financing, financial exploitation and scams on Friday, May 24th at 11 a.m. Please RSVP by May 17th to the Bernardston Senior Center. The first annual 5K race and walk will be Saturday, June 8th at 9 a.m. at Pratt Field. Registration details are available on our town website at townofbernardston.org. Do we have any citizens' concerns?
Yes. Stan. I just wanted to take the opportunity as your fellow board member to thank you for your 18 years of service to the town. It's actually been more than 18 years, but close enough. You've contributed immeasurably to this town, to the success of it, to the growth of it, to the strength of it. The citizens of the town are in your debt, and they will be for forever. You care an awful lot about this place and how it runs and the people that work for it, the citizens. And I just wanted to thank you personally for that effort.
Thank you. Now we can move
I'd
on.
like to-
I got one more for that, and that is to thank Kim especially for giving up her time with you. And it takes a special person to hang around you, and she does it well. She is.
She's paid us
to
a
be
lot of money
commended.
for that.
Yeah. So, Kim, I know you're out there listening, so please take that from the heart. Go
And I'd
ahead.
like to add on to that you deeply do care about this community. You take the time to research things. You make the phone call when you need to make the phone call that a lot of us tend to shy back from. You're not afraid to pick it up and rattle a cage a little bit east of us down in the city of Boston, which you do when you feel you need to do that. You do the digging in, you ask the questions. People might not like the fact that you ask certain questions, but you know what? We get to the bottom of it. And the best part about it is we've had many good discussions here at this table. We haven't always agreed on how we ended up into the resolution, but at the end of the day, we walked out and we go out and we have a beer together or walk out as friends again at the end of the day. It's good to have good debate like that. Not a lot of people will express their true feelings. You truly do that. And it shows how much you do care about what happens in this town of Bernardston.
Thank you.
Thank you for all your time.
It's
a lot.
Now can we move on?
No!
We're not done yet.
You think these people show up to... Go ahead.
I'd like to add to that. For all of the years that we've worked together, from the Finance Committee and the Select Board, it's been a pleasure to work with you, Stan.
I got time, miss.
I'll keep it to less than 6 minutes. Even on the days when we didn't agree, it's been a pleasure. And I wish you much success in the future. And I'll just end with this. There's going to be an empty seat on the Finance Committee.
Oh, yeah?
Why don't you volunteer?
It's
Thank
kind
you
of a
very much.
seasonal job, you know.
Thank you very much, but I think I'll pass on that one.
You don't fun.
Lou!
And Mr. Garland, for the 5.5 years we spent together, thank you. You were a role model and a mentor in a lot of ways. What the other fellows said about calling Boston if you need to. I know we sat in on some Zoom calls. It got a little salty, so I appreciate having had the opportunity to work alongside you for the better part of 5 years and some change. And the town's just not going to be the same without you.
Thank you.
I agree.
And now we have Karen.
Stan, I'm gonna miss the daily phone calls. I hope you still call even though you're not gonna be around.
You're not supposed to tell everybody that, Karen.
And, well, we talk about work stuff, right? And I want to thank you for having faith in me and giving me a chance here. And I appreciate that. And I've learned a lot from you in this short time. But thank you so much for your service to the town. You do really care about it. And you can be gruff, but who doesn't like that, you know? Who doesn't like a straight shooter? So
That's right.
I appreciate you, Stan. Really
Okay.
do.
Well, thank
And
you,
I know I'll
Karen.
see you around.
Okay, thank you very
So
much.
without further ado, right?
Right.
We can move on.
So we have,
No,
we
not
have,
yet.
oh, go, you wanna say something?
I have one more.
Okay.
They said a lot of the things I was gonna say. As a member of the Finance Committee, yes, it was a pleasure. Sometimes we didn't always agree, but I just wanted to, ditto on all of that. However, that said, I realize, I'll be on the ballot. I got some big shoes to fill. Not gonna be chairman, so don't. But I got some big shoes to fill, and I can only hope that I can do half of what you did in my future as a select board member.
I'm sure you do fine.
Pass that to Brian.
Sure you do fine.
Okay, so,
Now you can move on.
Not yet.
so at this time, on behalf of the remaining members of the Select Board, Stan, and the town of Bernardston, we would like to present an official citation from Joanne M. Comerford, the state senator. And it reads, Commonwealth of Massachusetts State Senate official citation. Be it known that the Massachusetts Senate hereby extends its congratulations to Stanley D. Garland in recognition of your 18 years of dedicated service to the town of Bernardston. And be it further known that the Massachusetts Senate extends its best wishes for continued success, that this citation be duly signed by the President of the Senate and attested in a copy thereof transmitted by the Clerk of the Senate. Signed, Joanne M. Comerford, State Senate. And then the second certificate. Thank you, very good. And also, real quick from State Senator Comerford, she said, Dear Stan, thank you for your 18 years of service to the town of Bernardston. Your capable leadership as the chair of the Select Board and your long-standing commitment to public service has been widely felt and appreciated by so many in Bernardston and beyond. I'm proud to represent you in the Senate and present you with a Senate citation. Please feel free to reach out to me or my team if we can ever be of service. Sincerely, Joe Comerford. All right. Secondly and lastly, we would like to present an official citation from Natalie M. Blaise, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts House of Representatives, and it reads, The Commonwealth of Massachusetts, the House of Representatives, be it hereby known to all that the Massachusetts House of Representatives offers its sincerest congratulations to Stanley D. Garland In recognition of your 18 years of dedicated service to the town of Bernardston, the entire membership extends its very best wishes and expresses the hope for future good fortune and continued success in all endeavors. At the State House, Boston, Massachusetts, by Ronald Mariano, Speaker of the House, offered by Natalie M. Blaze, State Representative.
Thank you. Now can we move on?
Have we embarrassed you enough?
Any words from you or no?
I'll save those till the end.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Moving on, we have an appointment tonight for Brian McHugh from the Community Development, Franklin County Regional Housing and Redevelopment Authority. Brian, step up here and give us some good words of wisdom.
I should have brought cake or something. You know? I didn't realize this was the last meeting, Stan, but I thank you for your service also. You've been great to work with. Appreciate that. You know, I go to a lot of select board meetings, and you run a great meeting, and you don't sugarcoat things. I've always appreciated that about you. So,
Thank you.
all right. So, all right. Well, on to official business here. The reason I'm here tonight is we're looking to have the town amend the FY 22-23 community development block grant that it got. That was going to fund the Berkshire Country Estates community septic project, and we're running a small housing rehab program in town also with a 3-unit goal in town. Money money comes back from loans that we've given out in the past. So Burns has been involved in this the housing rehab program for many years. There's about $955,000 in outstanding loans right now that are out there that will eventually come back to the town. And as those loans are paid off, they get paid off to us because we write the loans, but it is technically the town's money, and we try to put it into, if there's an open grant, which there is right now, we put it into the grant to either do additional housing rehab projects or possibly, if money for the septic system down there, if we need more money down there, we may be able to move some money around. But right now, this is just $27,165.97 again from a previous payback, and this is just a budget revision form for the grant to put it into the grant and use it for housing rehab at this point. But again, we'll keep that in mind if there's more money that's needed down there. It's going to go out. That project's going to go out to bid in the next 6 weeks. I was telling Karen that there's been a little bit of a delay. We talked about it a little beforehand, but with the engineer getting the final design done, but it's supposed to be delivered early next week, Monday or Tuesday. Dave Powers is going to take a look at it. We don't have to wait till the next Board of Health meeting, so he'll review it because he's the only one who does review and approve those plans. So hopefully that'll happen within a 2-week period. And then next week we're going to set out the timeline for when bidding is going to happen. We have to advertise the bids. You know, it's got to be on the state central register. There's certain procurement rules that surround a public project like this. So we're going to lay it out. I'm hoping that by the end of June, that'll be when the bids are due. So we're hoping that and that get it start up July or August down there. So we need to get it done this fall at the latest. So, but again, this is just to add this money into the budget for this grant.
Do you need a motion to that effect?
It really depends on every town. Sometimes you haven't. I think that originally when you voted to go through with this and you signed the contract with the state, that you authorized the chair to sign these documents. So I don't think there's a vote's needed.
Right.
We've been sort of covering it that way. So as things go along in a grant, as you know, you have the authority. The chair will have the authority to sign.
Yep.
To sign.
If I have the authority from the select board, I'll sign it.
Absolutely. Okay.
There's a signature.
All right.
You need a copy of that or
Yes, I'll
not?
take a copy
Okay,
real
great.
quick.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Brian.
All right.
Appreciate
Good luck,
it.
Brian.
Stan. All right.
Yeah, and I'll be waiting to see some shovels.
I know.
I know it.
Believe me.
Invite him to the groundbreaking.
You're not even in town, though, are
No,
you?
no.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
We wouldn't allow that.
Continue to be a thorn in the side.
Right.
I'm just kidding.
Okay, under new business tonight, we have an appointment order for Ingrid Skiff, to be Council of Agent. Ingrid Skiff has been appointed as a regular member of the Council of Agent Board for the town of Bernardston effective May 1st, 2024. And we just need a vote to appoint her.
Would like to make a motion to approve the appointment of Ingrid Skiff to the Council on Aging Board effective May 1st.
I'll second that motion. Want to vote it, Stanley?
Okay, under old business.
Just say.
We win a vote?
All those in favor?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Got to keep it official here, right?
All right.
Under old business, Advotech, understanding that the final decision for the ongoing IT support costs was pending town meeting vote, and that was approved at Monday's meeting. The select board needs to decide if we are gonna go with a cloud hosting service or if we're gonna go with a physical server. Converting to a cloud hosting service is 5 to 7 years when the physical server will need to be replaced. And let me say that again, because I don't think I was very clear on that. We have two choices. We can start off with the physical server in the building, or we can start off with just using the cloud hosting service. The cloud hosting service will cost us a little bit more money to start up, where the using the physical server will be covered underneath the $50,000 grant. My thought would be to use the $50,000 grant and purchase a physical server, let them do the infrastructure, and then 5 to 7 years, then move to the cloud. We still will have to have an IT support service behind it, but at least we would have the infrastructure in place.
I would agree wholeheartedly.
As would I.
So do we have a vote to go with the server, or?
To go with the server. Yes, I make a motion that of the two selections, we go with the server on site as opposed to the cloud.
I'll second that motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Do we have that street entrance permit?
I'll bring it out in a second.
Okay, did the highway superintendent sign off on it at 39 Burrows
Oh,
Turnpike?
that was last week.
Yep.
That's an error. Thank you. We did that last
So
meeting.
that shouldn't have been on here.
I think
Do we
it was
have
in the
anything
minutes.
from the town coordinator, town administrator, I say?
Yes. Okay, so in your binders, I think you'll see a picture of the new van that, the new 6-passenger van that the senior center received from FERC. I didn't know if you realized that. So
Yes.
they're kind of testing it out because, we went from a 12-seated van to now a 6-person van. So we're going to kind of see. Any feedback? Do you know of any feedback on that? or-
Yes, the difference between the two, one, the 12-person was ancient and the service costs on it were extraordinary. The other is the improved gas mileage on the new 6-seater. What the give up is, unfortunately, that the 6-seater does not have a wheelchair lift in, so it requires a ramp that descends from the side of the van, and the driver has to get out and help assist anybody that's in a wheelchair into the new van. It's supposed to handle 2 people, 2 wheelchairs, and it's going to be a challenge to do that. But the bulk of the drives are not that many people, so there's the additional 6 capacity was hardly ever needed. So in this sense, we're getting some savings on maintenance, savings on gasoline, and easier parking, handling, whatever else. The give up again is the lift.
Moving on, Roselli and Clark are starting the financial audit next week.
Excellent.
So the firm caught a little break in their schedule. Mr. George Hunt will be on site to do the on-site work, working with the treasurer, tax collector, and the assessor. And then all the other activities will move remotely the following week. So more to follow on that.
Are they going to require the select board in any of that, or they just issue the report to us?
Yeah, probably the latter.
Okay.
Now Elizabeth they seem to be working, Elizabeth seems to be the belly button for it, so they are She has uploaded all the required documentation, and I can send you a list of what she's done if you're familiar or curious about that. And I know Susan has completed the other post-employment benefits piece that comes into play next week. It's the OPEB. And also we got the emergency certification from the Conservation Commission to proceed with the work on Eden Trail over Millbrook. So May 6th, the certificate will be issued, and Brian should schedule that work. So just we'll keep you posted on that. And I also reached out to Matthew Skane. He's the manager, government regulatory affairs for the Comcast build out, because you want to know about the bill for, so I haven't heard back from him, but I just want you to know that's on my radar, and I'll keep trying to get a hold of him. And then the next personnel policy and procedure review is going to be scheduled for Wednesday, May 22nd at 6 o'clock with the select board. So, and that's all I have.
Has there been any schedule for updating the district agreement with us?
We need to do that.
Yeah. Maybe Jane might
We
want
need to do that. Well, we have a date, and I don't recall off the top of my head, for the 3 towns to meet.
June
the end of
27th.
June, so between, I put it on the back burner until after the town meeting. My brain wouldn't deal with both, so I assume nobody else is good either. Maybe that wasn't fair. Anyway, I've got all the data together, and then we could choose. We could either meet separately, or we can meet all together and go over this.
That being the finance committee and the
Finance
select board.
and,
I
yeah.
think it's important that, if you guys get together before you go to that other meeting.
Yes.
And my only input on that would be that we've really got to look at this agreement in ways that we can protect the town. There's very little protection in the agreement for the towns. One of the things is who's going to pay for different projects, at what level does it kick in that we pay or they pay. And the other thing is, I look at when we vote on a school budget, how is that vote going to be tallied? Is it going to be the majority of the towns say yes and it passes, or are we going to say all the towns have to pass? I would like to see us say all the towns must pass it or it doesn't go through. And I know there's a language that follows that up, that you have to vote on it every year at the town meeting, but that's just a minute to do that. But that would make sure that they're working with all the towns to make sure that all the towns are being represented the way they should. Not just worrying about 2 towns,
Right.
because now that if you got 2 towns, the 3rd town is held hostage. That's my thought on that.
Stan, maybe we can let you know when we're going to meet. You want to come?
Okay. Town clerk?
You want to talk about the election that we need to have?
You said it's on the agenda here that the town clerk is here to discuss scheduling a special town election for the 2.5 debt exclusion.
So, in an attempt to try to save the town some money, I reached out to elections, and we have to use our equipment that we have. So we have to pay, there'll be $1,600 to have all the machines programmed and to have ballots printed. So that's that cost, just that. The other thing is, if you don't want us to do mail-out ballots right now, you have to hold a public hearing. The select board does, but you can do that during one of your meetings. But it can't be any sooner than 45 days prior to the date that we have the election. So if you do that on the 15th, do your public hearing on whether to allow vote by mail, because that's mandatory by the state, but the select board can opt out of doing that. Then the earliest you would be able to have the election 45 days later would be June 29th.
Okay, now you said 90 days, but it said on the paper we had it until September.
15.
Right. We have 90 days within which to hold the election. So if you want to wait till the last minute, you're going to look at, I mean, we voted April 29th, so you're looking at May, June, July. The end of July, it has
Yeah,
to
but
be
it says
done.
in the paper, September, it said 90 days for a special town meeting. If it was a-
Special town election?
No, yeah, to have a debt exclusion election, I thought we could go up until September.
It's
'cause
90 days from the date that it was voted, is my understanding. So we
It
already
didn't say
held,
that in that paper, though. It said on a debt exclusion, if it was
It's in your
a
vote, it's in your
in a
vote.
regular town meeting, you could go up to 90, you could go to September of that year. So if you voted on it in a town meeting, you had until September to.
My
Remember we
understanding-
read that?
This is what they're referring to, this paper you sent.
yeah.
I think the sooner we do it, the sooner we can order the truck, right?
Right. The price only goes up.
It seems to.
Um,
How much that went up.
I know, it's crazy.
Okay, well, we can look into it. Let's go forward with what, if you want to,
The question is, do we want to overrule the requirement to have mail-in ballots? This is an expensive vehicle.
Well, and to mail a ballot out now is 92 cents per ballot.
Per ballot.
So I had,
And you only mail them out upon request?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, well, so everybody had that card mailed to them by the state back in January, and so we have people who said they wanted to have the mail-out ballot for all elections this year.
Okay.
So that doesn't so
How
those
many
are the,
people are there in that group?
right now 300, but
So
others,
300 times 97
92 cents is gonna be, so it's gonna be
Another $300.
another $300 in postage.
Okay.
Maybe more if somebody submits that they want one.
Plus your time.
Well, yeah, yes.
But we can vote to forego.
Or you can
Mail-in
opt
ballots.
out of doing that. And we would still do the early in-person voting, because we can do that during our office hours, and that's fine.
Okay.
So, and people can still ask for an absentee ballot if they can't come and vote in person or vote early. They could still
And those
ask.
are all counted in the total.
Well, you never know what you're gonna get. Like we've been open for 2 days for early in-person voting for our town election, and we've had 4 people come in, and that's it so far.
Soon to be 5.
Okay, tomorrow.
So you're thinking that June 29th is a good time for you to do it?
That's a Saturday.
Okay, what's the
So,
date you're thinking?
well, I'm just looking at the fact that people start going on vacation.
Yes.
And so,
That's why this mail-in might
and that's why I was under the impression that it was 90 days when I read through what a debt exclusion requires for time frame.
Right.
And it was from the time the first vote is taken, you have 90 days within which to do the election. That was my understanding.
Well, I do think the sooner we do it,
Let me see
the
that.
sooner we can
Show
get
you what I
the
saw.
truck ordered.
It's in
It's
your
in
binder.
your packet. It's in the binder.
Yeah.
Where's the binder?
It's the second from the last tab. It has the DLS.
Oh, it's actually the last page on the back side. No wonder I couldn't find it. Number 12 on the,
It says
Back.
for obtaining a vote approval of override or exclusion question for the contingent appropriation made at an annual town meeting
Any other
is September 15th. That's number 10.
but number 12,
Read number 12, turn the page.
Okay, number 12. The deadline for obtaining voter approval override and exclusion for contingent appropriation made at any other town meeting is 90 days. The town meeting, the annual town meeting is September 12th.
But I still think the sooner we do it, the sooner we can order the truck. So between
What's
the 90
September
days and
12th?
September doesn't matter to
I
me.
mean,
that's the deadline? That's
Yes.
the date you came up with?
No, the September 15th, I mean. And that's the date that the states came up with the rule. Read number 10. The key word there is annual town meeting.
I see what you're saying.
Okay, if we had,
Annual town meeting versus any other.
right.
Right.
Special town meeting.
So there's another.
Okay, so-
Another timeline is the hearing and the 45 days.
If you had a special town meeting and you voted something like to get a fire truck, you would have to have the debt exclusion within 90 days.
Right, but Chris also mentioned having a hearing to not have voting.
We can do
The
that.
vote by mail, they can do
And
it.
then there was 45 days until the,
Yeah, then you had to have your vote within 45 days of that public hearing.
No, you couldn't do your vote
You had to
within the
wait 45
45 days before the hearing. You had to do it prior to 45
Well, I
days
vote for
of the
scheduling as quick as we can.
election.
Yes,
That's my vote.
second.
Whatever we gotta do to make that happen.
So what's the date?
So I don't know if you guys want to do a special select board meeting and do it before the 15th. I'm actually on vacation that week,
Oh,
just to let you guys know.
okay.
I'm leaving the 11th and I won't be back till the 19th, which
So
is
pick a date
the weekend.
that
Well,
works for you.
it's up to them to pick when they want to do.
Well, when do you wanna do the election? The
Right.
day where you're gonna be busy
Well,
with
like I
people coming
said, the
in?
earliest we could do it, even if we did it the 15th, the earliest would be
Does that work for your schedule?
the 29th, a Saturday. I don't know if you want to do an election on
No, so
June,
then do it like the next Tuesday or whatever it is.
July 4th week.
Okay, then go the next week. That's what I'm
Well, that's
saying,
why-
whatever week works for
Can
you.
it be-
So
it
that's-
can't-
We don't
it can't
care
be
when it
earlier than
is.
June 29th, right?
Well, unless they hold their public hearing
We'll hold,
sooner.
we'll hold a
You know,
public
if
meeting
you
whenever,
wanna
even if we have to have a special, at
do
least
it-
that's my opinion.
Yeah, it just has to be in your agenda that you're gonna do
Right,
it.
but you
that's
just tell us what day you wanna do the election and we'll back up from there.
Well,
Probably just a week before that, quite honestly. So, if you do it, oops, calendar.
June 25th is a Tuesday.
Yes, it is.
Okay, just so people know that what we're talking about is at the town meeting, it was voted to purchase a fire truck for 900 and some odd thousand dollars.
87.
And to do that, we have to have a debt exclusion vote, and that's what we're talking about now.
Yeah, I'm fine with either the 24th or 25th, whichever works.
25th.
The 25th, want to do it on Tuesday? Do
Yep.
the election on a Tuesday.
Tuesdays.
Fine.
So if you have the,
So back it up from there to have the
The public hearing thing?
public
yes.
hearing,
Pick a day for that. It works for you.
well, the 15th was the other date, and we took away
So the 29th?
1, 2, 3,
And
4 days.
we might already be having a meeting next week, Wednesday, potentially.
Yes.
We could,
Do it then.
You could do it then.
next,
Yeah, and that means just as an
Yeah.
agenda item on that meeting, you vote whether we do the opt-out or the mail-in,
Right.
right? Is that what you're
yeah,
talking
we just
about?
do that
Okay.
one out in
Yes.
public,
All
not,
right, perfect.
not in
Yeah.
executive
So
session.
that'll be, excuse me, that'll be,
That's right.
8 May.
Right, but
8
Can I
May?
ask one
Yes.
more question? 45 calendar days or 45 business days?
Calendar days.
Great.
Yes, absolutely.
Makes it easier to have.
So Brian and Ken, are we talking 8 May for the special meeting?
Yeah.
Okay.
we have to talk to Brian after too about the dates.
Oh,
Right.
how far ahead?
So we'll do
you
it
have to-
then.
Yeah.
You don't get to post that hearing and
They will. She'll put it on the agenda that it's a public hearing. That's what
And
you have to
7
do,
days.
Karen.
how many days does that require?
Oh, it just has to be in a
Just
regular
okay.
meeting, so it's fine for them.
Okay. Not like some.
That vote, Karen, will just have to
Right.
take place in open session.
Right, on May 8th.
And you'll
Okay.
have to have that in a legal notice in the paper
Got it.
No,
No,
No.
not for this one.
for public meeting,
Public
public hearing?
for public
That-
hearing.
Public hearings
Don't
usually
think
have
so.
to be-
That's,
I can do it, it's fine, but it has to be
I
how
would
many?
think that's the way they notify the people that you're having a public hearing.
Exactly.
I mean, that's,
it wasn't specified in the regulations.
don't even
but-
not be specified in the regulations, but it's a point to get the information out there to the
And
people.
we're saying 7 days prior to the May 8th meeting?
Can't do it
We
then.
can't do it
You
then.
can't do it then.
So, how
You
about,
did, I don't think you did that last year, for the
What?
last.
Last time we
Election.
voted that, no?
okay, so
you
how
just
about
Did
if
it at a
we,
regular meeting, that's what the state says.
why don't we just add it to the 15th?
No,
Because she's not going to be here on the
And
15th.
Well, I don't really need to be
Oh,
here, but then.
Okay, time out, time out. Okay, let's do this. We cannot decide this date tonight. Let's have Karen and Chris get together with some dates bring it to the next meeting that you guys have, whether it be next week or whatever, have that on the agenda so you
Okay.
can vote on it. And then we don't have to keep people here thinking about all these
Well, I
dates.
didn't think it was gonna
Sounds
go this long, but.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay, moving on. Anything
Thank
else to
you.
come before the select board?
The vote on the FRCOG representative from the town of Bernardston.
Okay, who wants to be the representative for the FERCog? I nominate Ken Bordeweek.
I'll second that.
I'll abstain.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
So
so you're now it. Okay, I'd just like to say a couple words before I sign off for my last official meeting here at the town. I said, I really have enjoyed working with these two gentlemen and the past select board gentleman that left, Bob Raymond. I enjoyed my time working with them, and I've learned a lot through the different people. Andrew Gerard was another one that I was able to work with on the select board. We've had some real good meetings. We've had some that weren't so good. But after all was said and done, we always walked out and were able to come to the next meeting and put our heads back together and figure things out. I've met a lot of great people in the town of Bernardston and outside of town of Bernardston through this position. It's a position where you get to know a lot of people. It's a position where you get to learn a lot about regulations, about your government, and it's sometimes good and sometimes not so good. I have a difficult time sometimes working with my legislators because the way I feel is that we don't do enough to fix things. We just like to dump money into things. And I think fixing is the way that we need to go in this world right now. I'm going to miss this. There's no doubt.
That's why you get to join the finance.
It's been my way of life for 18 years. I sat on the board for 15, and then 3 years, well, Lou was keeping my chair warm, as he likes to say. I represented this board with the Regional Selectmen's Association as well as the FERCog Council representative. So I still felt like I was being part of the group. And it's been, like I said, I just can't say enough about thanking the townspeople for your support. And I'll leave by saying we still need your support. We need you to come to the meetings. We need you to come and give us advice. And I really appreciate the people that stood up on the town meeting floor and voiced their concerns. It's a hard thing to do, but again, thank you. And thank all of you for all you do. That's it. Good night. And I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
That's it.